Lyman Eagles Volleyball is live only on mylocalradio.com. Eagles Volleyball is in session for another action-packed fall season. Carrying you straight through the year and into the state tournament in November. MyLocalRadio.com is here to bring you live video coverage of Lyman Eagles sports. With the opening serve quickly approaching, let's join Jake Hibbard, voice of the Eagles, in the My Local Radio broadcast booth for pregame coverage.
I'm gonna hunt you down. Yeah, I ain't playing around. I'ma take your crown. Man, better run, gonna hunt you down.
Welcome into Lyman High School for another mid-late week contest of non-conference interclassification action. Lyman versus Green River 4A versus 3A. When we return, the Big Country Properties pregame show will get kicked off. We'll hear from both coaches in this contest leading up to a opening serve at about 7:15 p.m. tonight. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball, live and online at mylocalradio.com and on at KNY at 99.1 FM.
Members of Trona Valley Federal Credit Union feel confident that our staff has your best interest in mind, confident that we acknowledge your financial needs, confident that we are always working hard to provide the best rates, best products, and the best service the industry can offer, and confident that we will always work with you to help achieve your financial goals. Join Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today. TronaValley.com, member NCUA.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Westar Printing design your business cards. Now with same day and next day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Westar Printing, 307-789-5202.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Welcome back live to Lyman High School, where we are about 11 minutes away from the anthem starters and the first serve here between Green River and the Lyman Eagles. Taking a look first at the homestanding Lyman team, 13-10 on the season through 23 matches, some best of 3, some best of 5, a couple of split sets in there as well, and 1-2 in conference rank, and that's the big one as we look at the second half starting up next week. Where are you at the midway point of the conference season in 3A? Well, they've got a little bit of work to do. They're behind Mountain View at 2-1, which will take on its fourth conference opponent in Big Piney this coming Saturday and looks to improve to 3-1. And then you have undefeated Pinedale at 3-0 atop the Southwest Conference. For Green River on the 4A side of things, they're getting a little bit of momentum as of late. I was with them a couple of weeks ago when Mountain View played Green River, and they just had 2 wins on the season at that point. Since then, including a win over Mountain View, they are 5-11 on the year, including a 2-0 start to the conference season. So looking pretty good out of the gates in conference play for Green River. They defeated Jackson Hole in 5 sets and defeated Evanston in 3 sets. So again, Evanston lost to Green River in 3 sets, whereas Jackson took Green River to 5. Where Green River came away victorious in that final set. So a good start for Green River as they are tied atop the Southwest Conference standings in 4A. We'll take a break now, and when we come back, we'll hear from head coach of the Green River Wolves, Ricky Shantz, on this First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on mylocalradio.com. Also like to welcome on our new sponsor for just getting on today, Big Country Properties. bringing us this pregame show action. And broker Bobby Dolezal is part of the #1 listing and selling agency in the Bridger Valley at Big Country Properties. Commercial, residential, and land or ranch listings. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, call Big Country Properties at 307-782-3356. You can also visit bigcountryproperties.com. Again, we'll be back with more of the Big Country Properties pregame show next. First Bank presentation, Lyman Volleyball, mylocalradio.com.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
5-11 Green River versus 13-10 Lyman is. We've got interclassification action. These teams play each other quite often. Kind of one of those matches where you're about 50 to 60 miles down the road of I-80 east or west. So a home-and-home series. Mountain View, another team that plays Green River on that same interclassification annual basis, as they played them a couple of weeks ago. And when we last saw Green River in action against Mountain View, that was a good contest where the Buffs took set number 1. Green River got set 2, and then it went back and forth, and win 5 sets in all. It was a great one. Green River getting the best of Mountain View in the end. And then last week on Thursday, I was at the match where Evanston and Green River took on each other. That was at Green River High School, and that's a rivalry matchup. And I get it. Green River and Rock Springs, the two teams so closely knit together, and so certainly they're #1 rivals. But Green River and Evanston have a lot of back and forth over the years in the volleyball sphere, at the very least. The volleyball court, this is a rivalry matchup, and Green River always plays up for Evanston in their gym in particular. And they had some great comebacks. And I talked to Coach Sean. She gives all the credit to her players, but I think she had a lot to do with that. Some good coaching, and sometimes the best coaching is just calming your players down and let them play their game. I saw in timeout after timeout when Evanston had leads against this Green River squad, Coach Sean took a timeout, calmed them down, and Green River went on spectacular runs in the closing 8 points of sets 1 and 3 to come away with victories in straight set fashion over Evanston. And a lot of people say, well, Evanston should have won that match. Well, Green River should have lost in 3, yeah, but guess what? They got those runs at the end, and you played a 25 for a reason. So as this program, Green River is certainly reeling from the loss of some big seniors in years past. They've got a couple good ones here today. At the top of the list, you got Maddie Heiser and Raina Finch at the outside, but you got a lot of young players who are trying to find their own way as well. And volleyball is a team sport. One player does not make a team. So whether it's Lyman or whether it's Green River coming together the best today, that will show you who's going to come victorious tonight. I think it's a great matchup that we're set up, and we're about 6 minutes away from it. So when we come back, we'll hear from Coach Shantz, welcoming you again into the Big Country Properties pregame show next on this First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on mylocalradio.com.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
I have Ricky Shantz back with me of the Green River program, head coach, coming into Lyman for a non-conference week after you got a big win to go up against Evanston. Tell me what was working right, since we've seen you in the last couple of weeks. You got a 5-setter against Mountain View. That's great. Doesn't count in the conference standings, but that Evanston one does.
Yeah, the win against Mountain View was a good confidence builder, I think. I think we're kind of trusting the process, being patient, so that was just kind of a good win to get. And then that Evanston win was, good to go up 1-0 in the conference, and then, just another good confidence builder.
Well, you have a deficit in all 3 sets, if I remember right, and all 3 times late, and I want to say Evanston had around 20 points, at least in the first set and in the third as well. You called timeouts, and then your team went on runs. What was happening in the huddle in that break that then carried out on the court?
Oh, I wish I could say it was something in the huddle, but we just really work on fighting till the end and being patient, like I said a little bit ago. But, yeah, they just played with a lot of passion that night, so I can appreciate that.
I do remember you saying, I was lip reading, but it's something like in that first set you asked them what was going on in that first set, and then you kind of listened to them talk about it for a while, and then you went to coaching. So what was the difference that you saw between one break and the other when they came out and had that gigantic run to take the first set?
It's always communication with us. You can tell when we go silent, we just get in a big hole. Sometimes the holes put us there, and then we get silent, and nothing good ever happens from there. So it's usually about talking and intensity. But
well, as you have Lyman this week, then you get ready for more conference matches. Where do you feel like your team is continuing to grow, or where are you trying to continue to grow going down the final month of the regular season?
Yeah, this is the middle of the season, so I feel like we're kind of fine-tuning some blocking and hitting stuff, but this is how it goes every year, and we're just really staying patient with this young group. We have a few seniors that are major role players, but really a lot of the big role players are sophomores, so just a lot of growth to happen still.
What's a practice look like for you this time of year? What's the focuses?
Still passing. We have a lot of defensive drills and then some fine-tuning stuff, but a lot of sixes. We're getting into that point of the season where we need to be good at playing 6-on-6, so a lot of sixes.
Just a lot of scrimmaging, basically?
Yeah, we throw free balls in, get scrambled balls going, a lot of out of system because 80% of the volleyball games played out of system. So we do a lot of out of system stuff, fast-paced stuff, and then slow it down for that setting or that serve-receive passing. But
you usually are at the Casper tournament, but you did not go this year. Was there a reason for that?
We didn't start. We started not going about, I think it was either 3 years or last year. We didn't get into it. I don't know what the miscommunication was, but something didn't think it was that important to me. It's very important to me, so I'm really trying to get back in there, but I think there's some animosity, or it's just hard to get into that tournament. So once you get out, it's kind of hard to get back in. But, yeah, trying to get back into it.
Okay, well, I didn't know if there was any specific reason. But, Coach Shantz, thank you very much for your time, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Big Country Properties pregame show. Again, broker Bobby Dolezal. Give her a call at 307-782-3356, or you can always visit bigcountryproperties.com. #1 listing and selling agency in the Bridger Valley. We will come back with Coach Brisha Hansen and then opening serve of the first set next on this First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on mylocalradio.com.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live.
I have Brisha Hansen with me, head coach of the Lyman Volleyball program. This is an off week as far as conference and region play, but a great week to get a lot of practice, a lot of reps in, because you did not have a Friday, Saturday game. As I understand, that means you have a full week of practice and two good non-conference opponents this week in Green River, a team that's been making a little bit of noise in the 4A Southwest, and Cokeville, a known commodity that is just as strong as they always are.
Yeah, I'm quite excited for us to have some non-conference games. We came off 2 tough losses last week, and we need some games that maybe come with a little less pressure, but still the same amount of competition for us to hopefully get things back on the right track and perhaps make a few changes here and there, try them out, and see if they're going to help us in the long run.
What have you worked on, and what will you work on as this week progresses in practice? Like I said, you get that full week. Basically, you have Thursday, Friday matches, but no weekend play probably means they're a little fresher, so you don't feel as bad working them a little harder in the gym.
Yeah, this week and really for the last few weeks, our focus has been on defense. I feel like defensively is where we are struggling to convert points. We're slow on defense. We're not reading well, those types of things. So I'm trying to be creative with my practice plan and get us moving and communicating on defense.
After this week, you have the conference duels coming up, and then you have the back half of your region schedule, your Southwest Conference schedule. It goes so fast as we're already into the month of October, and you're looking at 4 more weeks in the gym, and you are on your way to Lander for regionals to try to earn a bid into state. So as this week, really your last non-conference week, and then leading into those duels, where would you like to see your program? You said defensively you want to see him make strides, but maybe what would be a couple specific things defensively you'd like to see from today where we're talking to Friday, Saturday when you're doing those conference duels that you're seeing marked improvement?
Yeah, we definitely need to be better communicators on defense, and I can't get anybody to take ownership of the middle of our court. And so we're working on things coming off the block in strange ways and trying to pick those up and really defensive hustle and follow through. We're just slow to the ball right now. So I'm hoping that we can get those things cleaned up between this week and next week because we need to perform well at conference duels.
A big block in the middle or the right side, a big hit from the outside, those things get headlines, as do from the back row, a diving play. But what doesn't get as many headlines is just a good middle play of a perfect pass to a setup. And so as you talk about someone taking ownership of the middle back, describe to the people out there listening what the importance of having a sturdy middle back and a captain of that back line means for a program.
Yeah, so our middle back, I feel like our players that are playing middle back defense are doing a very good job. They're getting lots of digs. It's kind of that kind of short middle part of our court that it could be the off blocker's ball or it could be right back or left back. It's just it could be so many people's ball, and that's the ball that we're having trouble with. And you don't notice it when the other team just scoops it up. It's a very low key play, but it's so noticeable when nobody's there owning that short middle part of the court. And that's certainly one spot where we've had a deficit.
And you've seen players you've seen teams develop from not doing that to doing that as just, like you said, it goes very unnoticed. I would say last year's program probably did that quite a bit. When does that happen? What does it take to get to that point?
I think it takes getting beat there lots of times and your coach telling you, that's your ball. And it takes drill. It just takes over and over and over in practice. And it's easy to drill it, right? Like, hey, I'm going to tip this ball and you're going to get it and everybody's good. But in the heat of a rally, you just have to get beat and change it. Because it can be forgotten in a long rally that's somebody's responsibility. And so, we need to game-like situation that scenario.
Risha Hansen, head coach of the Lyman Volleyball program. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we'll close out the Big Country Properties pregame show right there and move into the opening set of action. Again, thank you to Bobby Dolezal jumping on board with our sponsorship here at the Bridger Valley. As welcome you on. We got lots of spots if you're interested. Come up, talk to me. Go give Julie Burley a call at the home station in Evanston. Lyman is to the right of the court, and Green River to the left, as you may be able to see if you can tell those jerseys apart on the left side of the net. Green River, hunter green jerseys, white striping up the sides about halfway up, and then it turns into a solid green with white stripes on the sleeves. And opening serve to Brooklyn Walker goes in for an ace off the hands of Raina Finch. 1-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. First ace of the day for Brooklyn comes on the first opportunity, the opening point of the day for Lyman. Hard serve and same spot and nearly an ace again. Kendall Dickerson tips it down to the right side. Heiser goes cross court, pushed up from Hare to Bryce Hansen. Her first attack down off the foot of, wow, Raina Finch got it up on a foot, but the third hit is lofted up into the air and no good by Callie Rainey. Hey, you can use any body part to get the ball as long as it's not a lift, a double hit. Foot counts, and that kind of caught Green River out of sorts there. But it goes for a point. 2-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Bump set from Strauss, and outside hit deflected at the net. It's a kill for Maddie Heiser. Went off the hands of Emma Nelson and went down a little awkward there for a kill. Maddie Heiser had a great game a couple of weeks ago against Mountain View. She had the first 6 points of the contest through kills and aces. as she has one rotation in the front line and then goes back to serve. And she hits it into the net. It's 3-1 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. That brings Bryce Hansen to the line to serve it over for Lyman. Strauss at the outside. She sets up Raina Finch for a sharp cross. And it's Sage Bradshaw back there at libero, who can't get up in front of it, and a kill down for Raina Finch. Give you your starters here as we have them all in now. A different libero for Lyman today. Walker backs up behind the 10-foot line for a setup. Push deep corner, and Mandy Ayer gets her first kill. She had Katie Strauss in the back line defense rushing up to defend the net, and Ayer read that and went back right corner for the kill. Kendall Dickerson, she's a middle blocker and a sophomore, back to serve. That brings Madison Harris, the senior, middle up, joined by Ayer at outside and Emma Nelson at right side. That's half your starters. Rainey tips it back left corner, picked up by Hansen, and a tip over by the lefty Ayer. Back on Green River side, Strauss to Rainey. Deep corner back, just inbounds, picked up by Hansen. 3 bumps and over for Lyman. Back on to Green River side. Strauss tied at the net, goes over the line. And actually, no, that was not Strauss. That's one of the other setters, Liberty Farrell. Green River can shuffle between 3 setters in their contest, and that was Farrell up in the front line, or up in the back line, serving in the 6-2. 5-2 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board, and Raina Finch bounces it off the top of the tape, looking for a touch. Yes, a touch called, and it's point to Green River. 5-3 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Strauss serves. She's a lefty. Picked up back middle from Hansen. Bump over Ayer out of system and looking for someone to call it. It's Ayer getting the ball. To the outside from Strauss. A sharp cross falls just inbounds by Raina Finch. 3 kills early on for Finch, and it's 5-4 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Sage Bradshaw, the libero in the white jersey for Lyman today. That's the change in libero. She's a freshman. And Brooklyn Walker at center, and Emma Nelson at right side. I think we have everyone else in outside of, we should see Sierra Heaton probably, and maybe Charles C. Rose in the back line as well. Ayer to the outside, rolls it over to the back middle. Picked up on the left side from Heiser. Finch bounces it off the block and back to Lyman. Walker high and outside, and Ayer backs up on it, gets under the ball, shoots it out of bounds, and it's a point and tied up. 5-5 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board on the attacking Ayer from Mandy. Strauss continues to serve, a little mini run for Green River, and tied up 10 points in. Walker to the right side, drives Nelson, not much block there. Backline defense picked up by the libero there of Mariah Brady. Back to Lyman. Hits to the middle. Harris under the balls. Heiser makes a diving play as it looked like it would die and stayed just inbounds. Roll shot over from Finch. Long run to the middle from Walker. She kind of gets tripped up, almost rolled an ankle in the process. An attack goes 0 for Ayer. On the other side, Finch into the net. On an attack, 6-5, the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Subs in for Lyman, and yes, there is Sierra Heaton. She checks in for the right side. Emma Nelson will serve and play backline defense. First time we've seen varsity action for Sage Bradshaw playing libero today. Outside attack is on touch. Liberty Farrell goes out of bounds, and the point is to Lyman, but the board says 7-5, and yes, that's the score, and there was no touch. Coach Shantz was looking for one. 12 points in, 2-point advantage on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Strauss sets from the far right side to the middle. A little tip play over, and that was Liberty Farrell at the attack. Picked back up and a dump set by Walker, almost caught in the net. A little reaction by the Green River faithful here, but nothing called. Back to Lyman. Walker sets up Ayer. No 4 hits as it went into the net, but was just barely touched by Farrell. Bump shot over on a little underhand slap by the lefty. Ayer goes out of bounds on the sharp cross. Point back to Green River. A lot of unearned points so far. 7-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Raina Finch serves. And that puts Maddie Heiser up in the front line at outside hitter. Ayer sets up for Lyman off 2 blockers. And Strauss sets up to Heiser. She skies up on the ball and attacks and terminates. Second kill for Strauss. For Heiser, rather. Strauss on the assist. Raina Finch serves for a second time. 7-all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lofts it into the net and point back to Lyman 8-7. Have just 2 earned points for Lyman to 5 for Green River. And the up official had to blow a whistle and stop play briefly. She's back up now. And Mandy Ayers serves. 8-7, 1 point advantage to Lyman on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Strauss shoots to the middle. It's Rainey on a high setup. Bump set from Walker to the 10-foot line. Bryce Hansen goes back middle. Good return from Finch to Heiser outside on the attack. And she gets picked up by Sage Bradshaw. Here's Hansen, the sophomore, off 2 blockers. Deflected, allows Strauss to get hands on it. Back set to the back line, and Raina Finch hits it from about 12 feet outside. Returned up by Hansen, and 1 hit by Finch, a second by Brady, but a third by Heiser, not to be. And not a kill for Lyman, but a point on an attack that Green River just couldn't quite bump back over. 9-7 and a 2-point lead on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lyman with the lead. Strauss sets up outside, had 2 blockers coming up, put single coverage on Maddie Heiser, and Brooklyn Walker didn't have a chance. Kill for Heiser, her third of the set. 9-8 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Serving from the middle is Callie Rainey. Bump over from Walker, and it's on to Green River's side. A third push from the middle. Outside attack. Hansen off the hands of the single coverage. Liberty Farrell back there. And point to Lyman. 10-8 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Long serve to the back line. Raina Finch to Strauss, and Heiser rolls it just over into the middle of the court. Heard Brescia Hansen talking about the middle of the court and looking for someone to take ownership of it as they enter the final month of the regular season. That would have been a tough one to get up no matter whether someone was there or not. A good termination by Heiser. 4 kills for her in the opening set. 10 points in for Lyman, 9 for Green River. Roll shot to the middle, and Hansen returns with a very similar kill to what Heiser delivered. Second for Bryce. 11-9 the score in the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Emma Nelson checks in for Sierra Heaton. She'll play right side for 3 rotations. Joined in the front line by Kendall Dickerson as Brooklyn Walker goes back to serve. Doesn't look like she knew it was her serving time in the rotation. Now sends it over. A little bump over from the left side of the net. A lift called by Walker. Point back to Green River. Second serve for Heiser. 11-10. Serve goes out of bounds, make it 12-10 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Serve to Hansen. The rotation's gone all the way around, and then one more. Hansen serves over, back middle, outside, no to the right side. Strauss winds up with the left hand, gets a sharp cross picked up by Walker. 3 bumps and over, air on the third one. Strauss to Finch. Long cross-court shot, looked like it was close to a touch, and up official Angela Sweep didn't see it, so must have just missed. It was in the vicinity, but there was a seam to get through, and Finch must have found it. 13-10, a loft serve over, nearly an ace by Hansen. Second bump by Heiser is up and called off. Callie Rainey sends it over the net on a little bump up. Walker to the outside, air gets a shot off one blocker. The hands of Strauss deflects the ball out of bounds. Point to Lyman. 2 kills for Air, 2 for Hansen, and a 14-10 lead on the Benedict's Market and True Value board for Lyman. Hansen lines up right of center, lofts it over. That was a tough serve last time. Again, not a great return by Heiser. Flat-footed attack from Rainey, goes over to the back middle. Hansen on the first touch, right side attack. Nelson drops it down over 2 blockers, finds the back left court in the corner edge. 15-10 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Hansen continues to serve. She lines up just to the right of the paint in that 15-foot free throw line. Outside, Finch tips over 2 blockers. High setup, and Nelson has to set to Dickerson out of system. Bump over on a second one that looked a little unintentional. Walker to Air, 2 blockers on her. And hands on it. Strauss blocks it out of bounds. Kill to Air, 16-10 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Still no timeouts taken by either side. Coach Shantz looks like she's conferring with her officials right now over some blocking technique and instruction to give to Strauss that maybe at the first break we do see. Another great serve by Hansen has Green River on its back heels. The attack for Lyman. After 3 bumps and over, Dickerson goes off single coverage of Rainey, and a kill for Kendall. And here's the whistle blown. Timeout taken by Green River. We'll take it with them. First set action, 17-10. Lyman leads Green River on the Benedict's Market and True Value board on a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on MyLocalRadio.com.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires that offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
Welcome back to first set action here at Lyman High School, and the homestanding Eagles are up 17-10 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Like to take a moment here while both teams are still in the huddle to give a hello secondhand. Bryce Hansen would like to say hello to her great-grandmother, Uncle Jake, Harper, and Tilly, listening in online at mylocalradio.com, and she says thanks for listening not only tonight but to all of her contests and all those sports. So we appreciate you tuning in and listening as well. First set action, and Hansen on the serve, and quite a run so far, has extended the lead out as 6 straight points for Lyman with Hansen serving. Looking to make it 7. She goes back left side. Picked up, and the Liberty Farrell set to Rainey through 2 blockers and straight out of the break. Green River with an attack and a kill. Callie Rainey gets her first kill of the day. No aces for Green River, one by Lyman, and that was by Brooklyn Walker. We have action the next 2 days on mylocalradio.com for the Bridger Valley. Both of them Mountain View contests, however. Pinedale comes in to play Mountain View football tomorrow at 3, and then a 1 o'clock contest. Mountain View goes to Big Piney for a Southwest Conference. To the middle of the court, Raina Finch goes, and that's a good example of what Coach Hansen's looking for. All of the players kind of stood around. No one jumped at it and got a ball that was very gettable. Back up. 4 kills for Finch in the set. 17-12, 2 straight points out of the break for Green River. High and outside to Air. A power shot down by Mandy, probably as hard as we've seen her get a hold of it all year long. Makes it 18-12 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. I'd like to thank my scorekeeper here today, keeping me online and probably keeping a better job and definitely a neater and more readable score than I usually keep. Liberty Farrell to the middle, and a tip down. Kill there for Green River. 18-13 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Five-point advantage, but a 3-1 run for Green River out of the break. Green River closed very well against Evanston this past Thursday in a 3-set win. They trailed all 3 sets, especially late in the sets, before going on heroic runs. Finch to the outside, blocked, and Madison Harris gets her first point of the day, 19-13 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Nice block and an early candidate for the Dr. McKay Franklin Precision play of the game with the solo block on single coverage by Madison Harris late in this first set. Serve over by Sierra Heaton, and a hit over from the outside out to the outside for Lyman, and Air goes through a single coverage block of Liberty Farrell. A late close there. Kill for Lyman makes it 20-13 and a good set for Air. 5 kills in it. 5 points away from the set, 1 winner. Sierra Heaton lofts it, but just a little too short into the net. And 20-14, the tally. Raina Finch back to serve. She had a great game in the conference win as Green River starts off 2-0 with wins in 3 sets over Evanston and 5 sets over Jackson. Returned over the net. Sierra Heaton gets it just over. A hit by Heiser. Lyman still playing. And a hit by Air from the left side, picked up by Strauss. Bump set to the back line. It's the libero, Brady, with the hit over. Bryce Hansen with the first touch to Walker. Air on the outside, sharp cross out of bounds. And everyone's calling for a touch on Green River side, and the touch is called. 21-14 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Just a little bit of a touch at the net. I think that probably would have been Liberty Farrell there. A loft serve over by Air, return tight on the net, over and tipped down by Bryce Hansen. We'll give her a kill for that play. 22-14 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board, and timeout by Coach Shantz. 22-14 on this First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on mylocalradio.com.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Point out of the break goes to Lyman, and I think it was Bryce Hansen on the kill there. It was on the outside. I was making a quick run, as I do from time to time, to go get some information here or there. Welcome back, 23-14, set number 1. Lyman on top. Big kill by Maddie Heiser, though, from the outside. She can elevate. She uses that high vertical to her advantage time and time again. We see that happen in both basketball and volleyball. Serve for Darren Macy. Line drive to the back middle as Mandy Air gets the first return. Hansen on the outside through 2 blockers. And a net touch called on Liberty Farrell. Puts Lyman at set point. 24-15 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Serving for it is Madison Harris. First touch over to Strauss to the middle, and Callie Rainey keeps it alive. Back right corner finds the sideline. Just inbound set point number 2, 24-16. Now back to the serve. It's Liberty Farrell for Green River. She punches it over. Hansen with the return and the ensuing attack. 2 covers on her. Strauss can't get the block. Hansen powers through it. 4 kills for Bryce Hansen, including the set winner, 25-16. The end of 1. On to set 2 in a couple of minutes. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on mylocalradio.com with the simulcast on KNYN 99.1 FM.
The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio is back for another year with a bit of a twist. Join me, Jake Hibbard, as I transition from covering Evanston and becoming the voice of the Mountain View Buffs and Lyman Eagles. I'll be live every Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. with news, analysis, and guests as we focus on the Bridger Valley and beyond. We'll cover the happenings around the area and across the state landscape. We would also like to welcome onto the show as a regular this year, Dennis Lynch of Auto Farm Chevrolet. Join us every Wednesday on KNYN 99.1 FM in the Evanston listening area for the Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio. If you can't catch it then, don't worry. We'll post all the episodes up to mylocalradio.com, or you can also find it by searching and subscribing to the Wyoming Prep Podcast on iTunes or Google Play. The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio, presented by Auto Farm Chevrolet, every Wednesday, August through March on KNYN 99.1 FM in Evanston, or online anytime at mylocalradio.com, or of course at the Wyoming Prep Podcast on wherever you get your podcasts. The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio. Come join in on the fun.
Bye-bye. Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line really drove it home. I blew on him.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires or anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Meet the service and parts department staff at Auto Farm Chevrolet. We work on almost every type of vehicle, foreign and domestic. We also sell parts and accessories for almost all makes and models. Our staff is friendly and well trained, and we are here to serve you. Open Monday through Friday beginning at 7:30 a.m. We invite you to Auto Farm Chevrolet for all your parts and for all your service needs. 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a community-driven dealer.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
Welcome back. Second set here, and it's 1-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lyman getting the first point straight out of the gates as we get an outside attack to Hansen. The set's way off, but Hansen uses the left hand to go around the block. No one in the middle, so point to Green River and a kill for Hansen straight out of the break. Serve to Brooklyn Walker, 2-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. And tied at the net, Kendall Dickerson tips it down, and the point to Lyman continues. 3-0. And a serve over for Walker is out of bounds. If you're watching the stream, it might say Pinedale at Lyman when you look at the video in there, and I was just double checking to make sure we were on the right online. Everything's set except for if you do see on YouTube, it says Pinedale Lyman. That's just a clerical mistake. There was an old game we were going to do, but they changed dates. The stream stayed up, so I used this older stream, and so it looks like everything's fine as far as you're watching. Just double checking on that. Kill for Hansen at the about left of middle and to the middle of the court. 4-1 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Hansen serving. Had the kill to take set number 1. 9 kills between the two outsides, and an ace by Hansen is her first. Let served over and then just rolled into the middle of the net. Raina Finch closest to it, but not too much of a chance. Second ace of the contest for either side, both coming by Lyman's way. Heiser serves it, sends it long out of bounds from the back line. Hit it like it was a serve. 6-1 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Runaway for Lyman as they were very upset with how they came out in a 3-set loss to Ridge last Thursday. Looking to rebound after that with another non-conference match. Cross-court shot from Darren Macy. And down for a kill. 1 kill in the first, 1 in the second early on for Macy. 6-2 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Callie Rainey is out as Mariah Brady is in. Back to serve. She's the libero in the white jersey. Hansen gets the first touch. Walker to the outside. Error. Cross-court shot down for the kill. Well, we gave you the starters last set for Lyman. Let's give you now what we have for Green River. Mariah Brady is in the back line at libero and joined by Raina Finch at the moment and Maddie Heiser in the serve-receive. Katie Strauss up in the front right side. Darren Macy at the middle, but playing outside right now, now attacking from the middle, and Liberty Farrell getting the setup. Hit by Macy is out of bounds, point back to Lyman. That gives you the 6 players on the court right now. We also have seen Callie Rainey at middle blocker, and that just about rounds out a pretty tight rotation, even in a 6-2. We'll also have Liberty Farrell. I think she's out there in the court right now setting as Strauss is at the right side position. Hit from Air, just diving and saved by Liberty Farrell. Then good hit by Strauss, bumped over the net by Air. A tee off at the middle. Darren Macy with the kill to make it 8-3 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. We'll go on air tomorrow at about 2:20 p.m. with homecoming action live from the Bridger Valley. Mountain View hosting Pinedale. And then next week we'll have the Lyman Mountain View contest at 1 p.m. Or actually, I think that one might be at 2 p.m. Backed up an hour on the start time for the Lyman game, but double check on that momentarily. Air hits it into the net, and a couple of errors by Lyman have Green River tried to crawl back into it. The tip-off or the kickoff time for that is still 1 p.m. So next week, Mountain View Lyman, the Bridger Valley Bowl is 12:20 pregame for us on mylocalradio.com. 9-4 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Bryce Hansen checks out in the back line. First time I think we've seen her out all season long. Charles C. Rose, the sophomore, in DS. Sierra Heaton serves over, and the first attack from Green River is Darren Macy. Off the hands and side of the elbow of Charles C. Rose, and a kill for Green River. And that attack there was from Darren Macy. She's having a good set, 3 kills through 5 points. Green River down by 4. Raina Finch back to serve. And the serve goes just out of bounds on return by Lyman, and Charles C. Rose the closest player to it. A sub out for Charles C. now back in. And actually, no, I think that was Raven Heaton. Take that back. I was looking at numbers instead of, and I had that number wrong. That was Raven Heaton in there, not Charles C. Rose. Rose is 8. Heaton in that libero jersey normally had me thrown off. Well, kill for Green River, a little drop shot down. 10-6 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board, and Darren Macy serving. Serve is just out of bounds by Macy. Makes it 11-6 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Serve for Madison Harris. Over, and Heiser off the block of Brooklyn Walker. No good. Heiser with a kill. Gets her first of the set, and it's 11-7. Climbing back is Green River after a slow start. They were down, 8-2 in the second set, and now on a 5-4 run. Getting point for point traded. Make it a 7-4 run. 11-8, another point there for Green River. Makes it 11-8 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Serve from Farrell, and outside set from Walker. Hansen gets blocked back over the net, and air on a flip by Strauss. Can't get a hold of it. Punches it with the left hand, but the ball falls down. 2-point differential, 11-9 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Walker to the right side. They run a slide for Kendall Dickerson. She's way under the ball. And 11-10, we're just about tied back up here. Green River with a climb back. Serving still is Liberty Farrell. First touch in the back left corner by Air to Hansen. High on the net, has to go over the line with a left-handed attack. And so that whistles the play dead as the sets are off right now for Green River. And it's all knotted up 11 all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. And then, it looked like the ball was headed out of bounds as Liberty Farrell serves an ace off the hands of Bryce Hansen. First ace of the day for Green River. Serve from Farrell. Pushed up by Hansen. She wants the attack. Instead, it goes right side on a slide by Dickerson. Had single coverage. Touched up by Macy and a backline attack from Finch. To the middle, Hansen got the first touch. Bump behind the back to Hansen. 10 feet outside of the net. Kills it on a bad ball out of system. I heard Coach Shantz talk before the contest she said about 80% of volleyball is played out of system, and that's an example of getting an attack and a kill there off not the best of opportunities. 12-12 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lyman and Green River all tied up here in set number 2 after Lyman took the first set. Attack by Hansen, little under the ball. Hansen appeals for a touch, not going to get it. 13-12, Green River on top. Heiser serves straight away middle to Air. Picked up by Walker. High attack from Hansen is blocked and should called for a lift after the block down by Katie Strauss. Not a whole lot of blocks there for Green River, at least on that right side. Strauss has been getting hands on the balls, but it's been going off of her and out of bounds. That was her first block of the day. And improving in set number 2. An attack from the outside. Hansen this time goes up and away close to the antenna and sends it down in quick fashion. Lyman still down by 1, though. 14-13 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Hansen to serve. Punches it over on a line drive. Shanked return by Finch. Heiser chases it down. Third bump by Macy. This one's over. Hansen the first touch to Walker. To the middle. Dickerson, the sophomore, winds up, goes off the tape, and bounces it to the right of Raina Finch on the block. And a kill for Dickerson makes it 14 all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Hansen serves. Line drive over again. A little bit of a shank by Finch. Actually, that worked pretty good. It was close to Farrell. Blocked on the attack by Emma Nelson. Finch was the attacker. This time a bump by Finch. A lot of pepper put on it, and it's touched up by Hansen. To the outside. Air goes off 2 blockers. High and over him. Farrell on the defense. Strauss, in desperation, flips it over with the left hands. Back to Lyman side. Back set to to Nelson, rather. And Heiser just got a hand on it. That was Macy, rather. Finch gets blocked, and the third bump by Heiser, making a push just over. Nelson with the first touch to Walker. Outside Air. Single coverage, and Air dumps it back right side. A deep corner push for the kill, 15-14. Lyman has taken the advantage back. A thrilling second set after a runaway in the first set for Lyman over Green River. Here at Lyman High School, and first contest of October for the Eagles, October 3rd. And in a month from now, we'll have our state teams. It's regional starts on the 30th, I believe, or the 31st of October, and then the 1st and 2nd it concludes. Outside attack by Mandy Air, her third kill of the set. 16-14 and a 2-point advantage for Lyman. Hansen continues to serve. She's at the baseline, approaching up to the little orange basketball at the 15-foot free throw line, sends it over to the middle. Callie Rainey goes off 2 blockers, deflected over the hands of Mandy Air, and Madison Harris tried to dive and get a hand on it, but could not. And actually, that was Emma Nelson trying to get the touch up on it. 15 points for Green River, trying to get the tie here. And serve over, an ace by Mariah Brady. 16 all. Set to serve again. Brady to the middle. Outside, it's Air. She rolls it deep corner, just out of bounds. That was a desperation as she had to go far to the left of her sideline to pick up the set and try to get a sharp cross a little bit under the ball. And that won't quite work. Right side, bump from Dickerson. Just inbounds. Brady sends it up to the scoreboard. Off the Michael J. Kunzler Family Dentistry, just below the scoreboard. Rattles off of that, point back to Lyman. 17 all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Sage Bradshaw checks out. Kendall Dickerson back to serve. Dickerson, a good one over. Farrell on the outside swing to Finch. She's blocked. And a lift is not called as the block went off high off the elbows of Farrell or Heiser there. Tipped over the net. Air touches it. Passed. It was not Rainey. It was Darren Macy there. And a 1-point lead for Lyman. Mandy Air, her 4th kill of the second set. 10th of the game. Dickerson serves. Straightaway middle. High return. Farrell to the outside. It's a kill for Darren Macy. Bryce Hansen was the only one in the backcourt. She jumped to her left. The ball went flying past her. Back to all tied up. 18 all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Macy's had a pretty good second set. 5 kills in it. Return by Hansen. Up high. It's Walker to the outside. Roll shot from Air. Farrell shoots to Finch. And Sage Bradshaw back in at libero, gets the back left corner return up. Good swing over from Air. Now it's Finch, tied on the net, goes over 2 blockers. Looked like she was close to being caught in it. Nelson sets to Air. She is close to over the line. Return over by Heiser on a little pinball action going on the Green River side. Harris is blocked. Diving play from Hansen, not to be. And point at the middle on the block there. It was Darren Macy and Liberty Farrell getting the touchdown. 19-18, Green River leads it. Katie Strauss to serve. Junior setter. A guard on the basketball team will be a second-year starter for that varsity program. And a block at the middle. Harris is rejected by Darren Macy. Well, Darren in line for player of the set in set number 2. 5 kills, 2 blocks. Push up from Hansen on the serve over. Sage Bradshaw bumps sets to Air. She bumps it over. Set up to Strauss at the 10-foot line. Straight away middle, and Finch returned high and over the net by Hansen. And a slap down by Macy. Add another kill on this one on an out-of-system 50-50 ball. 20-18, timeout taken by Lyman. And 2-point deficit. Green River looking to tie up the set count. 21-18 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. So we head to break back in 30 seconds on this First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball, live and online at mylocalradio.com.
Light up. The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Set was well in control of Lyman early on with an 8-2 advantage, and Green River just methodically crawled their way back. They had a good run to tie it up at 11, all 22 points in. So you could really say now with a 21-18 lead, this set has been just about all Green River's outscoring Lyman on a 11. Make that a 19-8 run, 19-10 run. 19-10, Lyman has been outscored by Green River. Katie Strauss with the left-handed serve as we get back underway. High push up from Hansen on the return. 10-foot line attack. Air had to back up and throw away her attack a chance. Finch delivers another kill. 22-18 out of the break. Finch skied up on the ball and terminated with a low trajectory down. Her first kill of set number 2. Not a lot of hits from the outside. It's been mostly Darren Macy, the middle blocker, getting a couple of attacks from the outside, but the outside hitters themselves have been pretty quiet in set number 1 after controlling the tempo for Green River in the first set. Finch flips it over with the left hand. Sage Bradshaw there to keep it in play. Walker, a deep corner push. Back to Heiser. Bump set from Strauss over her head. And Finch can't get that one. Point to Lyman on the Green River air. Sierra Heaton checks in for Emma Nelson. Right side out, DS in. Heaton, a senior. Sends it over. Brady on the high return up. Strauss to the outside. It's Macy. She's controlled the second set for Green River. Ben at the head, but it's a 0 attack this time. And Air close to a kill. Third bump over. It's a push from Heiser, and it's good. Dump set by Walker. It was picked up by Green River. Hansen dives and makes a play in the back right corner. Set from Heaton. It was a good one, but to the back line, so Sage Bradshaw bumps it over. 22-19. Finch trying to add another point. Does not. It's just out of bounds. No touch. Point to Lyman. 22-20. A good cross-court shot from the left side of Finch. Hit the back left corner just out of bounds on the Lyman side. Lyman serving from left to right here in set number 2. Up 1-0 in the count. Good serve from Heaton. And it's picked up. Outside attack, Macy. Cross quarter. Hansen returns it into the net. And not quite an ace, but just about, it seems like. And that serve receive for Lyman having a little bit of trouble. 23-20 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Raina Finch to serve. Line drive over. Hansen to Walker. Outside Air. Good approach that time, but under the ball, out of bounds. Set point number 1 for Green River. 24-20 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Finch serves for the set winner. It's just inbounds and an ace. Off the hands of Hansen, no second touch. Set number 2 is Green River's 25-20, the final on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with a set 3, the rubber match, on this First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball, live and online at mylocalradio.com with the simulcast on KNYN 99.1 FM.
We hope you're enjoying this mylocalradio.com exclusive broadcast of Bridger Valley Sports. We love being able to travel around the state to bring the action on the field or court back to you watching at home. Let's face it, Doing all of this would not be possible without all of our great sponsors. We appreciate the support the following businesses and individuals show to both Mountain View and Lyman Sports. Dr. McKay Frankham, quality dental care at affordable prices. Yeager's Auto Body. For nearly 45 years, Yeager's Auto Body in Green River has been at the top of the game in auto repair. West Star Printing in Evanston. No matter what you want printed, West Star is where you want it done. Reese Auto Service. From lawnmowers and snowblowers to cars, trucks, and semis, Reese Auto Service in Lyman does it all. Trona Valley Credit Union, member NCUA. Plains Tire in Evanston, Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer. Thank you to all of our Bridger Valley sports sponsors.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep. In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
Set number 3 is moments away from taking place. Lyman is back out onto the court. Sage Bradshaw, the libero, replaces Madison Harris out in the rotation. We got 5 players out there. Make it 6 with Brooklyn Walker back to serve. And we had quite the student section here last Tuesday for the Lyman Mountain View game. I would say we've had a decidedly smaller group of kids out in that We Love Our Eagles back. If you look out of the back right side, we see we love our Eagles, and it's a smaller crowd today on a Thursday afternoon, maybe, or make a Thursday evening. Wow, afternoon was a while ago. It's 8 o'clock here. Welcome in as you're listening in on KNYN 99.1 FM. Opening serve goes to Green River side after the serve over from Walker of Lyman. Walker sets up to Hanson, down 2 blockers, and the kill is delayed call, but 4 hits, so not a kill to Hanson. 4 hits called on Green River. 1-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 1-1 the count. Walker lines up, sends it. And she put everything on that ball, and it showed. It goes out of bounds, 1-1. Maddie Heiser serves, jump serve over, pushed up from Bradshaw. Nelson and Walker fight for it. Hanson down on the little kill attempt, pushed over by Strauss. Back to Lyman side. High and outside to Hanson from Walker off the hands of Strauss. And Hanson with a kill to make it 2-1. Hanson had 4 of those in set number 2 after 4 in the first set, so 1 in the third makes her total to 9. Lines it over. Picked up by Finch. She gets the opening attack as well over 2 blockers. She punched it over. Nelson sets to air. She sets back on it and sends it to the back middle. Heiser with the first touch. Rainey on the kill attempt. And Hanson makes a diving play, jumping to her right as the lone back middle. 2-1 the score. Green River trails. Heiser. Rather, that was Farrell setting up to Strauss. And 3 bumps and over with the third one by air back to Green River side. Farrell to the middle, and Rainey's blocked by Dickerson. Heiser bump sets to Finch over the head. It's the third one just over. Hanson to Walker, a chance to terminate. They opt middle, and Dickerson goes along and out of bounds to the left. 2-2 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Delay on the call still. It sure looks like it's Green River's, and just maybe the Benedict's Market and True Value board hasn't been updated yet. There it is, 2-2, and Mariah Brady checks in and serves. Sage Bradshaw, the libero, with the first touch up. Air on the attack for Lyman. Goes back on the block as Macy just kept it in play, but she sent it back to Heiser, who cannot get a good return up. 2-2, make it 3-2 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Serve for Kendall Dickerson, the sophomore. Over to Finch. Farrell High set up to Macy. She had a great second set. Opens up with her first attack here with a kill. 3-3 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 6 kills for Macy in set number 2, 8 in the game. Volleyball rolls under the net, picked up by Mariah Brady and back to Katie Strauss, the junior. She winds up with her left hand, sends it over to the middle. Hansen on the first touch, Walker to the outside. It's Air with an attack down into the net, just dug up and over from Strauss. Back to Lyman side, Walker. To the right side, it's Nelson. She confused the block, had a couple of Lyman Eagles going to the net. Return fire from Finch. Set up from Nelson to Harris, just over the net, and Strauss sets up to Finch. Under the ball on the attack and out of bounds, 4-3 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Sierra Heaton serves. Senior server and DS for Lyman with a 1-point advantage in a 1-1 set tie-up. Strauss high and outside to Macy. She rolls back on it. Looks like she has a little tape on her right hand there. Maybe it's more on the wrist there. Air goes off the block of Farrell there. Outside Strauss over 2 blockers. Picked up by Heaton in the backline defense. Outside attack. Air winds up on it again under the balls. She has to back up on the set to the middle. And it's picked up by Macy. And a hit over, return fire, and Mandy Air got a hold of the ball this time, and under it, a line shot past Katie Strauss, 5-3. The score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 11 kills for Air. 5-3 advantage, Lyman, but they had an advantage early in the second set. Could not hang on to it. Heaton serves over, back middle, and it's a middle attack from Macy. Don't take that back. It's Liberty Farrell attacking from the middle, the senior, or the setter right side combo. Sends it back into the trainer's room. It's retrieved out and rolled on under, 5-4. The score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. First kill for Liberty Farrell. Raina Finch serves. First touch up by Bradshaw. Backline attack and blocked. It was a backline from Hansen. Blocked by Macy. Picked back up by Lyman. Air gets the attack over. 5-4 the score. Still playing. Heiser tips it back right side. Walker with the setup to Air. She goes back corner. Returned over the net. Air sets to Walker. Back to Air. Notes to the middle. Harris off 1 blocker. It was just enough. Deflected. Picked up by Hinch. Heiser returns it over the net on Hansen on the attack by Heiser, and it's out of bounds. Point to Green River. 5-all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Raina Finch serves. Second serve, and it's a little bit of a run here for Lyman, making it a third serve for Raina. Outside attack as Harris gets the attack, moves back to her middle position. Heiser flips it over for Green River into the middle of the court. Heaton makes a diving play in the middle, but can't quite get it up. Got the ball, got her hand under the ball, but the ball really didn't go anywhere up into the air to get an attempt up on a second hit. 6-5 as Green River has taken the lead. Air flips it through 2 blockers. That one of Macy and Liberty Farrell. Kill for Mandy, and it's number 12 for her, 6-6. 12 points been scored in this third set. Air back to serve, shoots it over. Strauss a bump set to Macy at the middle. Deep corner push on the right side. Picked up by Air to the outside. Hansen had to go back on the set a little bit, but shot it right through Mariah Brady and Heiser. Neither one really had a chance to make a play on it. Kill for Hansen makes it 7-6. Green River trails. Air rolls it over. On the first attack, it's Heiser back to Air. Return pretty good to Walker, and Hansen gets a shot up. High return from Finch, but Strauss is there to the middle. Macy flips it down. They tried to run it quick, and Macy wasn't ready for it, but she went up into the air and saw a wide open spot in the back, in the front left court of the Lyman defense. 7-all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Macy approaching double-digit kills here in the contest as the middle. It's been a different player stepping up for Green River each and every match of the 3 I've seen them play this year. They won the previous 2. Lyman trying to change that trend. Bryce Hansen with a kill puts them back up by 1. Harris serves over for Lyman, leading 8-7 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Heiser through 2 blockers, and it went off the hands of Walker. She gets a setup still in the middle dump. Over a little flip shot over by Hansen. Roll shot by Heiser to the back right side. Walker sets up Hansen through 2 blockers. Big seam left open, and Finch goes down to the ground. Does the splits trying to get a hand up on it, but cannot. 9-7 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 12 kills for Bryce Hansen, and Lyman has a 9-7 lead here in set number 3. Will go at least 4 tonight. Shoot to the outside from Strauss to Heiser. Touched as it went out of bounds. Point to Green River. 3rd kill of the set for Heiser. 8 in the game. 1 point lead for Lyman, though. Liberty Farrell serves over. Line drive. Hansen went down to get it. Now 2 feet away from the net. Bounces it off the body of Katie Strauss. And Strauss has had a heck of a time trying to block against Hansen today. She has not had much success in that particular one-on-one matchup at all. Another kill on the board for Bryce Hansen. Puts her at 13 on the day. Serving is the setter for Lyman, Brooklyn Walker. She sends it out of bounds. Point back to Green River, 10-9 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Been a pretty back-and-forth set. Not too much of an advantage by either side so far. Bradshaw with the first touch. Walker to the outside. It's Hansen going down the line, bounced it off the tape. Looked like the antenna from my side, but I don't have a good vantage point. So that was an optical illusion for me. Emma Nelson serves it, or sets it up to Hansen. She's blocked, this time by Callie Rainey. Try it again. High set from Walker to Hansen. Under the ball and out of bounds, no touch. Tied back up 10, all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Maddie Heiser serves for Green River. Sends it over, jump serve. Picked up, and a dump set by Brooklyn Walker with the point. Walker gets congratulated by Emma Nelson after that little dump over, and it looks like Walker may have thrown her back out in the celebration. 11-10 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Maybe just got slapped too hard on the back from Nelson. Middle attack, Callie Rainey deflected by Dickerson, but up on the Lyman side. Deep corner push from Air. Heiser's there. Set up from Farrell to Finch. She's blocked or got hit into the net and counted as a block for Emma Nelson. $12-10 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Hansen serves to Finch, close to 2 hits. Right side attack by Strauss. Hansen with a high touch up to Walker to the middle. Tight on the net. Dickerson flips it over and past the hands of Callie Rainey. Finch down on Lyman's side. Dug out by Dickerson. Kept her hands out of the net. No lift called either. Still playing. Finch tries it again. This time blocked by Dickerson. Stays on Green River side. Backs up on a bad set. Finch hits it over to Lyman. It's Walker to Air. 2 blockers on her. Deflected at the net. Farrell with the first touch. Strauss with the setup to the middle is Rainey. Flips it over and again dug out of the net by Lyman. Air gets the setup from Walker. Touches it over. 2 blockers and down for the point. Nice little placement there by Mandy Air to give Lyman a 13-10 lead on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Serve for Bryce Hansen. 3-point advantage for Lyman. Farrell back sets to Strauss. Cross quarter off the hands of Hansen. It went off her left hand there. Shakes her head and moves on to go another play. A 13-11 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Mariah Brady to serve. 5'5" senior lofts it over. Middle of the court, handled this time by Mandy Air to the right side. Dickerson on the attack. Right off in front of Liberty Farrell. Left hand punch is all she gets, and it hits right down to the ground. A kill for Dickerson, the sophomore. 1 kill in each set. She has 4 in the contest. Here in set number 3, now back to serve. Sends it over. Heiser dives and makes it, gets it up. A high return by Darren Macy. Goes for a kill, and a bad return by Bryce Hansen there, the reason for it. Kill there to Darren Macy as she continues to lead lead Green River throughout. Up to 10 kills now. 14-12 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Walker sets up to Air, this time left of the net, blocked off 2 blockers. Push back up, set from Sage Bradshaw, and an antenna. No. The setup from the libero called for an illegal play there. 14-12, the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 14-13 Green River leads it. Just over. And it's touched up by Hansen. She tries to get a backline attack. 4 hits called, or a lift called rather, as the ball was blocked down at the middle by Liberty Farrell. 14 all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Send over from Strauss, close to an ace. Touched up, first one, Heiser. Strauss to the back set. It's Farrell on the attack. Cross quarter, there's Hansen. Walker sets to air through 2 blockers, finds a seam. Cross quarter picked up by Brady, though. Finch attacks and blocked by the tape. And Nelson. 15-14 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Subs in, Emma Nelson out, Sierra Heaton in. Heaton to serve. Takes her time, sets up far right of center. Heiser with the first touch. Farrell at the middle, goes through 2 blockers, and a kill. Farrell wide open on the back left court on Lyman's side, and saw that, took advantage of it. Farrell with her second kill. Both of her kills and the block coming in this third set for Liberty Farrell. Raina Finch back serving. Line drives it over to Hansen on the first touch, and air at the middle. Through single coverage, off the hands of Macy, and a diving Liberty Farrell's face first forward, no good on the try to get it back up. Air. It's been a heavy high and outside today, although the outsides have also been hitting a little bit from the middle, right side, depending on where they're setting up in that serve-receive formation. And big shot from Maddie Heiser on the Green River outside. Whenever she gets that, I don't know what her vertical's at, but it is high. She can terminate on the ball with ease. She also has a good read of the court, 4 kills in the third set. Only have 6 kills recorded from non-outsides for Lyman, that being anyone other than Hansen and Air. They've put those tallies up high, and it looks a lot of kills on that side, but not too much elsewhere today. Spread it around as much as they can. Hansen tries to terminate, bounced off the defender at the net, and Finch returns it over. Walker slaps it, and Finch is there. Heiser flips it back right corner. Air's there. Walker back to Hansen, flips it to the middle of the court. Diving save made by Raina Finch. The ball is up, and a third bump over from Heiser. Sierra Heaton to Walker. And to the middle. It's off the hands of Finch on an attack by Madison Harris. 3 great saves by Raina Finch in the play. She could not make a fourth. And Lyman takes a 1-point advantage. First kill for Madison Harris. 17-16 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Harris gets the serve, back left corner. Heiser gets the return and the attack. She skies up, goes off the tape, sharp cross, kill. 5 kills in the set for Maddie Heiser. 17 all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Liberty Farrell, the server. Hansen calls off air and takes the first touch up, and the attack through 2 blockers, inbounds point to Lyman, and kill for Hansen. 18-17 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Raina Finch races down the ball down at the far left side, the smaller bleachers that you can see if you look out past the court. You don't have any ball girls or guys out there retrieving, so it's kind of up to the players. Back into play, Lyman serves over, and it's Strauss with a left side attack with the left hand. Charles C. Rose gets a second hit up and a third bump just over by Hansen. Lyman scrambling to get back in system as Heiser attacks, and it's hit out of bounds. Well, it was attacked, but it was blocked out of bounds, so kill to Heiser off the hands of Dickerson. 6 kills for Heiser in the set. She is back to serve. 36 have been scored, and we're tied up. Emma Nelson returns it over the net on a second bump. Callie Rainey touches it down and then picked back up. Hansen on the attack. It's back to Green River. A shoot to Rainey. Flips it over from the middle position. Walker to Nelson. Dump set. And Raina Finch was there. A run for Finch to pick up the setup by Farrell. Returned over the net on a block by Brady. Dickerson knocks it off the hands on a 50-50 ball of Callie Rainey. And a point for Lyman, 19-18 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Kendall Dickerson and Rainey were at the middle position, and the ball was just shading to the left of the Lyman side. A loft serve over, close to an ace by Hansen. Heiser's there, though. Right side attack. Strauss out of bounds unless there was a touch. Nothing ruled. Point to point to Lyman, 20-18 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. No touch ruled. Hansen continues to serve. High return from Brady. Strauss to the outside. Finch down the line, picked up in the back line from Walker. Bump over. Air just touches it over. Rainey on the first touch. Farrell back set to Strauss. Blocked by Air. Strauss goes down to one knee to try and get it out. And Farrell digs it into the net. It's deflected, and a late call here. We have a antenna touch into the net. The ball just barely hit the antenna on a heroic dig-out attempt by Liberty Farrell. So the point back to Lyman, 21-18 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Loft serve over from Hansen. It's a first touch at the attack from Rainey. Dug out of the net. No, not quite. Give the kill to Callie Rainey. 21-19. Rainey had a kill in the first set, one in the third. Mariah Brady serving. 2-point advantage for Lyman, set number 3. Sends it back right side. Hansen's there. Walker to Air. 2 blockers. Big seam, though, left through, right through a couple of players. First the blockers, then the hands of Farrell and Heiser. Point for Green River. Off point for Lyman. 22-19 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Dickerson almost misses on the serve. She gets back and gets a hand up on it. A backline attack from Heiser, picked up Hansen. Outside Air trying to get another kill, this time under the ball, out of bounds on a cross-court attack, 22-20 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 2-point lead, and Green River with the serve down. Katie Strauss, the junior. Setter, right side hitter, a lefty. Sets up from dead red middle and sends it over. Emma Nelson from the right side, a flat-footed attack. Back set to Finch, and it was Darren Macy on the attack. Bump from Hansen, then to Sage Bradshaw. Flat-footed attack on Lyman's side, this one by Air. Strauss to the outside. Finch pushed and blocked by Emma Nelson. 23-20 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Emma Nelson, her second block in the third set, and she'll check out for Sierra Heaton, who is set to serve. 23-20 the score. But first, a timeout taken by Green River. We'll take it with them. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball, live and online at mylocalradio.com with the simulcast on KNYN 99.1 FM.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the tire professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
23-20 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard. Lyman on top of Green River, as both teams still in the huddle. I'd like to thank our new sponsor on for pregame show coverage and volleyball, Big Country Properties. Big Country Properties is the #1 listing and selling agency in the Bridger Valley. Also our new second quarter sponsor in football. So thank you to Bobby Dolezal, broker at Big Country Properties, for joining the sponsorship group. Sierra Heaton out of the break with the serve over. 23-20. Lyman on top of Green River. Deflected at the net, and a kill for Liberty Farrell off the hands of Mandy Air. Point out of the break for Green River. I think Green River probably leads the league in points out of the timeout. They seem to convert with a high regularity, and not just for one, but have some of the best timeout adjustments around the state, I would say. Maybe it's even just calming the players down. Strauss to the outside. It's Heiser trying to terminate. She does. Kill for Maddie Heiser, and 2 straight points makes it 23-22. Saw this happen if you were watching against Evanston last Thursday. There was time and time again. Green River was dead in the water in that conference match. They ended up winning in 3 sets because of their late set closes. So Lyman needs to be wary here. Raina Finch with the serve over. Hansen the return. Walker to Air. A good chance to terminate and get a point back. Goes for 0 though. Backline return from Strauss. It's Heiser pushing it down to the back right corner. Diving Hansen can't get there. It's tied up 23 all, and now Lyman has to take a timeout. A kill for Heiser. She's dominating set number 3. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on mylocalradio.com.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
8 kills for Maddie Heiser in set number 3 alone, 13 in the game. Pretty quiet in the second set, had an all right first set with 4, but late in these points, a 3-point run for Green River. And 2 of those points coming by way of Heiser. Raina Finch set to serve out of the break as Lyman putting arms up into the air in the huddle, breaking it, and walking back out. Lyman set up to the right of the net. Black jerseys, except for the libero Sage Bradshaw in white. Green River in those hunter green jerseys, except for Mariah Brady in the white libero jersey. Return over the net on the serve. It's picked up for Heiser. She gets the return and the attack. Blocked! Liberty Farrell gets one touch, and Heiser wanted to go into the stands but cannot. A point out of the break. Give it to Madison Harris on the block to put Lyman at set point. Charles C. Rose is checking in for the setter, Brooklyn Walker. So that would potentially mean Rose is the setter here, or maybe Heaton is in the back line. She has some setting experience. Tip over from Macy. And it is Charles C. Rose in at setter, the sophomore. Hansen, cross-court shot, picked up by Brady. To the outside, it's Heiser, flips it down the line. There's Heaton. Rose sets up, backed up on it, it's Hansen. The set was a little bit off, but Raina Finch didn't get the best of returns on it. 3 bumps and over. Rose has to make a long run from the return by air. 2 blockers up and a tip by Hansen. Back to Maddie Heiser. She terminates. If it's inbounds, it is. So set point number 1 is all Lyman gets. It's at to deuce. 24-24 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Heiser with 9 kills in set number 2. Win by 2, Darren Macy serves it over. Air to Walker. Walker's back in as a setter, so maybe just as Hansen gets a kill to put it at set point number 2, maybe just a need to come out for a second and get something adjusted, or maybe a taped ankle or a knee pad or something like that. Came undone, but Walker was out for 1 play and then back in. Set point number 2, serving. Harris over. Outside Heiser. Tips it over 2 blockers. Heaton is there. Walker sets up to Hansen. Beats the block, and it's returned over after being deflected by Liberty Farrell on 1 hit. Hansen goes back to her. Sharp cross, down for the point, and Hansen gets her second set point. Won the first, wins the third on a little sharp cross. 26-24 the final on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. On to set number 4 next. Green River will be on the right side of the net, Lyman on the left. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball, live and online at mylocalradio.com.
Do you like following your Mountain View and Lyman athletics when you can't make it to the game? Well, we love bringing it to you. Hi, I'm Jake Hibbard, voice of the Mountain View Buffaloes and Lyman Eagles, and I've been traveling around the state of Wyoming and covering high school sports for the better part of a decade. Whether it's covering a big culminating event at the Casper Event Center, calling a tightly contested Mountain View Lyman game, the greatest rivalry in this state, or kicking back and enjoying the views at one of this state's many hidden gems like the ballpark in Cowley, Wyoming, there's a few things I always see. There's officials trying their hardest, coaches sweating it out on the sidelines, and there's always a ton of support for these athletes from the entire community. MyLocalRadio.com would like to take a moment to thank all of its sponsors for making today's video coverage possible. Without all of us working together, none of this could happen. If you would like to support our future video broadcasts of Lyman and Mountain View sports, there's a few ways you can let us know. The first is, you can call our home office in Evanston, Wyoming at 307-789-8116 and let them know that you would like to know more about how you can become a sponsor of Bridger Valley Sports. The other is, you can just come up to me before or after a game and ask for more information. We've got a lot of different tiers of sponsorship and we'll find the perfect one for you. We would love for you to join the MyLocalRadio.com and Bridger Valley Sports family and help us continue to bring these games for years to come. That number again to call for the Evanston office is 307-789-8116. Or just come up and see me at one of the games and let me help you help us. And remember, go Eagles and go Buffs.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Set number 3 starts with an ace for Liberty Farrell as we welcome you back to set number 4 action. 1-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Farrell serves it over again, this time handled by Hansen. Last time it went deflected back and hit the square of the behind the basketball hoop. On the backboard there, tip over from Walker and a flip back by Rainey. Dive and dig into the net. Hansen to air, and that's 4 hits. So apparently not everything was all good, but a block by Heiser ends it, and the score is, well, it says 1-0. It should be 2-1, right? I think that's the third point. I had an ace. Yeah, 2-0 it should be. Unless that ace got discounted for one reason or another. Kill from the outside by Air. And 1-1 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Should be 2-1. We'll see if that gets fixed. Game certainly started with an ace. We were not there for it, but came on just after it happened. Sierra Heaton with the serve over. Liberty Farrell sets to the backside. It's a flip by Air, or flip by Heiser, and 4 hits called by the up official. Sweep as it must have come in a hurry. It was one to the other, to the other, to the other. Score 2-1 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Should be 3-1. Heiser serves over to Air. Backline attack from Bryce Hansen. Return close to the net and into it by Heiser. Give a kill to Bryce. 17 kills for Hansen. Here in the second set, now it's at 2-2. So I don't think that score is going to get corrected except maybe at a timeout break sometimes. If no one's paying attention, that may just have to be the way it is. Cross-court shot from Raina Finch goes to Air. Outside attack, Hansen blocks, is partially blocked by Strauss, but no, it stays on Green River's side. Point to Hansen and Lyman. Mandy Air serving. 3-2 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Liberty Farrell bump sets to the middle. It's Callie Rainey with a back line push. It's picked up by Air outside. Hansen almost terminated, but it goes over the net. Air dives to keep it in play and just bumped over by Harris. Still going on what should have been a kill there, but returned over the net and continuing to play here is a Strauss attack is followed by a Lyman Bryce Hansen attack. Heiser sets up high, bump over from Finch. 3-2 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Walker to Hansen. Off 2 blockers, finds the seam. High return from Heiser. And a setup to Farrell. Finch flips it over into the middle. Kill for Raina Finch. And a tie game. 3-all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. If at any point we see a point go on to the Green River side, the reason is because the game started with an ace, but the board did not reflect that. Mariah Brady serves over. It's a shoot to the outside from Walker to Hansen. It's blocked. 3 bumps and just over, digging it out of the net. Back to Green River. Farrell to Macy at the middle, and a kill there off the hands of Sage Bradshaw. Darren Macy has been a great weapon today for Green River. 12 kills, led only by Maddie Heiser, who had 8 kills in the third set. It was all Macy with 6 kills in set number 2. 4-3 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board, and a lead to Green River. Right side attack from Harris is a good one. Dug out of the scorer's table by Finch and a bump over from Heiser. Back to Lyman's side. Walker to Hansen. High on the net, just a little bit too far and close to the net. That leads to a block by Strauss and touchback down. Katie Strauss had a tee off on when Hansen should have had it about a foot behind the net. It was right about at net level, even with it, when it came down to where she could hit it. Brady serves, maybe an ace. It is indeed one. 4 hits there. 5-3 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Make it 6-3. Mariah Brady floats it over. Another Great serve just over the net. Hansen returns that one. Harris serves it cross court, or sends it out cross court, out of bounds. 7-3 the score. Again, if we ever see a point added on, it's because there was one not at the beginning, but the longer it goes, the less likely that becomes. Mariah Brady, back left corner. Hansen gets the return and the attack, 6 feet from the net, down the line, kill. No chance for Farrell. 19 kills for Hansen. Her team down by 3 points, though. Sage Bradshaw's out. Madison Harris to serve. She goes back middle to Heiser. Bump set from Farrell to Raina Finch over the back and over to Lyman's side of the net. To the middle, it's Dickerson. Blocked down by Raina Finch. A big stuff block there by Raina, the senior. Gives Green River an 8-4 advantage on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Katie Strauss serving for Green River. A big lead here in set 4. Lyman took the first and the third. Green River trying to follow suit with getting the second and the fourth. Kill by Bryce Hansen. First opportunity attack and termination for Hansen. Puts her up into 20 kills on the day, not double digits. She was there 10 kills ago. 20 kills on the day for Bryce Hansen. Brooklyn Walker back to serve and a 3-point deficit. Green River over Lyman. Brady on the first touch. Strauss to the outside, flipped over the net by Macy. Deflected by Nelson, but a save from Walker, and 3 bumps and over to the middle. Macy is blocked. Returns it back over the net with a little punch by her right hand. Hansen off 2 blockers. Diving save made by Heiser. Bump behind the back by Finch. Back to Lyman's side. Walker to the outside, and Hansen looking to terminate. Then good read by Strauss to follow the deflection trajectory. A flip from Finch down the line is a kill. 9-5 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 7 kills for Finch. 1 block as well. 9-5 is Raina back to serve. Still just 2 aces for both sides. 1 in the first and second for Lyman. 1 in the second and fourth or in the third for Green River. Kill at the middle. Gives Lyman the point. 9-6 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Line drive, serve over. Hansen on that serve, and a flip by Heiser into the net. 4 hits. 9-7. Hansen back serving. Floats it this time. Brady returns a good one to Strauss. Heiser terminates. Big gap. The block shadow was left open, so all Maddie had to do was sky above it. That's what she did, and that means there's a big line in that cross court to get it. If you can get it through the 2 blockers, then you've got a lot of space to go. 10-7 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 15 kills for Maddie Heiser. Walker high up to air. Blocked. That one by Farrell. Stays on Lyman's side. Back to air. Tries to get it again, does Farrell, but this time falls down on Green River's side. A kill for Mandy and a point to Lyman. 10-8 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Sage Bradshaw out. Kendall Dickerson back serving. Green River on the receive. It's Heiser and the attack. Again, right through the block shadow, and we have to adjust the defense there as that block is not working against Maddie. 11-8 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Another kill for Heiser. She crawls up a little bit higher on that tally, up to 16 on the day. 11-8. Walker back sets behind the 10-foot line to Hansen. Good return by Finch and self-defense, but it works. Heiser went close to over the net, close to into the net, but nothing called after all. And so back onto Green River side. Try it again. Heiser has to roll it. This time lets onto the net. Tight on. We've got a 50-50 ball. Nelson to Harris and then pushed over from Sage Bradshaw. Farrell to the right side. Strauss hits it off the body of Sage. Called for a lift as she hit it off her elbow and maybe rolled up to her shoulder perhaps. 12-8. The score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Liberty Farrell serving. 12-8. And Green River on top. And now by 3 as the serve goes out of bounds. 12-9 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Heiser punches the ball under the net back to Sierra Heaton. Sage Bradshaw talking with Bryce Hansen in the back line along with Heaton. We got Air, Walker, and Harris in the front row for Lyman. A double hit from the setter. Liberty Farrell gives another point back to Lyman. 12-10. The score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Sierra Heaton, her second serve. Back middle, Darren Macy with the first touch. Back set from Farrell to Heiser. Right through Sierra Heaton. Another kill, make it 17 for Heiser on the day. 13-10 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 25 points in. Heiser back waiting the serve. Have to get the ball retrieved first, though. Sierra Heaton goes racing out into the cafeteria section. Grabs it, rolls it under to Heiser. No aces for Maddie today, but she has been serving tough. Line drive picked up by Hansen, and it's on cue. There's her first ace of the day, a zero pass over to the bench, and maybe a hesitation by Heaton of not sure where the ball was headed. Led to that. Second serve by Maddie is out of bounds. So 1 point there and give it right back. Technically the second ace of the set, but the first one was not counted. That one was by Liberty Farrell. Net touch, out of bounds, and antenna touch on the Green River side gives the point back to Lyman. 14-12, they trail. Green River set number 4 up, 2-1 though. Mandy Ayers serves. Darren Macy to Strauss, and a kill from the right side. 2 kills for Strauss. Mandy Ayers, the only player in the area. 15-12 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Mariah Brady setting up to serve, the libero for Green River. A senior listed at 5'5". Heiser, the tallest listed player, and he'll make that Callie Rainey at 5'10". Heiser listed at 5'9". Hansen goes off the hands of Liberty Farrell for a kill from the outside. Kendall Dickerson back into the game. 15-13 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 5 more kills for Hansen in the set. 21 in the contest. And close to an ace. A good serve by Harris. Tipped down by Walker. Back on the net. Dickerson touches this down a second time. For a little block there. 15-13. Make it 15-14. 1 point differential. Lyman trying to close out at home in 4 sets, but needing to crawl out of a hole here. To the outside, it's a block. It was the block there by Dickerson. Still up, though. Strauss attacks it. Touched at the line by Dickerson. She'll get a slap at it. Inbounds. Past Maddie Heiser. Frustration. Slap of the hands off Mariah Brady after missing that ball. We're all knotted up at 15 apiece. 2 straight points for Kendall Dickerson, the sophomore. Has us tied up. 30 points in. 2-1 lead for Lyman. Set number 4, and Harris serves it. Over to Heiser, goes way down low to get it. Finch at the middle, tried to go with a big power attack on a high 2, but hit it into the net. 16-15 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Should be tied, but it's a 1 point lead for Lyman. Farrell to the right side. It was Strauss, dug out of the net by Hansen. Walker back to Hansen on the attack. She's blocked. Harris diving save and a bump over from Bryce. Finch with the first touch. She gets the attack. 2 blockers on her. Goes over Dickerson. Heaton with a good return up. Outside, it's Hansen. Bounces it off the tape. Farrell with the touch up. A set out of system from Heiser to Finch. Punches it over. Kind of a roll shot there. It's Walker. Right side slide from Dickerson. High return by Farrell, and Finch bumped over by Macy. Back to Lyman. It's a setup. Walker to Hansen. It's over the net, and Hansen tries to toe the line. Just does. It's handled by Green River, and a roll shot over by Heiser. Back to Lyman's side. They'll try it again. This is a better set for Bryce. Bounced off the tape. Bounced off the hands of Darren Macy. And a kill for Bryce. A 2 point lead for Lyman late in this 4th set. 17-15 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Serve from Madison Harris, and a return up. Gives it to Farrell. Right side attack. Strauss. Cross-court kill. Good hit by Katie Strauss. She just had to do that little standing vert swing. She didn't really have any approach. Wasn't ready for it. It was a quick back set. 3 kills in the set for Katie Strauss, though. 17-16 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Walker bump sets to Hansen. Rolls it. Blocked down by Darren Macy. Blocked by Macy. She's been Solid throughout. Had a big second set. Was good in the third as well. Picks up a block here in the fourth. Katie Strauss, the server. 17 all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Outside attack. Hansen rolls it through two blockers and finds the middle court. No man's land on a perimeter defense. 7 kills in the set for Hansen. 18-17 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Heaton is out. Brooklyn Walker back to serve. Puts Emma Nelson in at right side hitter for Lyman. High return by Heiser. Strauss to the outside. It's Macy. Sharp cross. Sage Bradshaw there. Hansen picks up a little one-step attack. Outside to Finch. Down on the hands of Dickerson. Can't dig it out of the net. 18 all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Give Macy the point there, or Finch the point there, all tied up. 3 kills and a block in the set for Reyna. Bump set Walker, 10-foot line attack, cross-court shot by Hansen. Brady with the first touch. Heiser about 10 feet outside of the net as well. Middle pickup from Hansen to the right side, a slide run. Nelson gets it to the hands of Heiser. She'll get the attack ensuing for Green River. Knocks it into the net though, point back to Lyman. 19-18 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 1 point advantage with Hansen serving for Green River. Close to an ace, make it one. A shanked return by Mariah Brady has Hansen's second ace of the day. She averages about 1 per set, it seems like. Close to at least. Timeout taken by Green River. They trail at 20-18 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board on this First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. I perform total hip, total knee, and total shoulder replacement. The huge majority of patients of mine that have undergone total joint replacement have been dealing with pain and disability for many years. After joint replacement and recovery, patients are back to doing the activities that they want to do.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
Back underway here, Bryce Hansen with the serve. First Green River attack picked up by Hansen. Air on the outside. Sends it to the back left side to Mariah Brady. Heiser skies up, blocked, inbounds. Emma Nelson, the junior, with the block down, makes it 21-18 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board straight out of the break. 3 blocks today for Emma Nelson. A kill as well. Quiet but effective game at the right side position, going up against a couple of great outsides in Finch and Heiser. 21-18 the score. Heiser is blocked again. This one out of system, but give it to Nelson. Back-to-back blocks. And we'll call you that right there, the Dr. McKay Franco precision play of the game. For the junior Emma Nelson, 2 straight blocks out of a tough-to-beat out-of-the-break team in Green River. The Lyman Eagles have 2 straight points on them. It's 22-18. Heiser out of bounds as she wants to avoid the block of Nelson this time. So no block that time, but it affected Heiser's shot, and a timeout taken again by Coach Shantz and Green River. 23-18 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board when we come back on this First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on mylocalradio.com.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
the Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service. They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the tire professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
23-18 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lyman breaking the huddle momentarily. Green River still having discussions and 3 seconds to go, using every second of that 1 minute timeout. 23-18 the score. Back-to-back blocks by Emma Nelson, the junior right side hitter, out of the break when it was 20-18. Adjusted Maddie Heiser as she got blocked twice in a row, and then her third shot against Nelson, she went high and under the ball trying to avoid that block. Went out of bounds in 23-18. That's affecting where we're at. 2 points away from a match winner for Lyman. To the right side, Nelson. Line shot picked up by Brady. Try Heiser against Nelson, this time off the hands of Emma. So the senior vet adjusts out of the timeout, and it's 23-19 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Those two blocks and then that third point, that was an effective block for Nelson as she adjusted the shot of Heiser. As your Dr. McKay Franklin precision play of the game. 23-19, first touch up by Sage Bradshaw to the back line. It's Hansen on the attack. He shoot to the outside, still sticking heavy with Heiser, and she finds it through the block again and through the back line defense. 23-20 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 5 kills in the set for Heiser, 19 in the game, leading the way for Green River. 23-20. Down by 5 coming out of the break. They have 2 straight. Darren Macy serves for the Wolves. First return by Hansen. Walker backs up, sets it to the middle where Nelson takes a shot at it. A shanked second attack, second return up by Callie Rainey trying to get it out of the net. Has us at match point 24-20 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Kendall Dickerson serves over. Again, match point number 1 here. Heiser bumps it over 2 blockers. It's Air to Walker. Outside, Mandy Air winds up down the line. Out of bounds. Make it match point number 2, 24-21. Still looking for the match winner for the home team, Lyman. Up 2-1 in the fourth. The server is Farrell over. Air on the first touch and the attack. Outside, bounces it off the tape. Heiser there on the sharp cross. Farrell back sets to Strauss, left-handed. Shot is just out of bounds. Hansen couldn't get to it. She looked back and watched it go behind the baseline. 25-21 the final on the Benedict's Market and True Value board in set number 4. This has been a First Bank presentation of Lyman Volleyball on MyLocalRadio.com. Back with post-game coverage next. With MyLocalRadio.com, you get to stay up to date with Lyman and Mountain View sports by watching all of the games live in the convenience of your own home. Now you get to keep up with your coaches, athletes, and teachers throughout the week with the Bridger Valley Coaches Corner. Weekdays during the school year, the Bridger Valley Coaches Corner will run on KNYN 99.1 FM at 3 p.m. and keep you up to date with the most interesting storylines from Lyman and Mountain View in football, volleyball, basketball, swimming, running, golf, and more. We'll also check in with different students and teachers from the 2 schools throughout the year. 3 p.m. Monday through Friday on KNYN 99.1 FM is the Bridger Valley Coaches Show presented by MyLocalRadio.com. Stay connected.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on MyLocalRadio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Do we have a gun?
Why do you ask that, kiddo?
We're here to help strengthen our community. Yes, that's right. At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we take pride in belonging to our community. We encourage people of every race, gender, and belief to come together and give their all towards the betterment of our community. It's about people helping people. When you join our credit union, you also join a movement. At Trona Valley, we are thankful for our members, member NCUA, trust NCUA, a credit union system that is safe, sound, and secure.
Welcome back. Post-game here at Lyman High School. Lyman defeats Green River in 4 sets, winning the first, the third, and the fourth. I'll run you through the scores. The first set goes Lyman's way, 25-16. the second. Green River takes 25-20. Third set, 26-24. That was the real good set of the 4 that we had today. Back and forth, had 2 set points for Lyman as Green River deuced it up at 24 all on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. And then 25-21 the final score on the scoreboard. We missed an ace to start off that 4th set, but apparently so did the score, and I don't know if there was something called on a replay or something along those lines, but it never was corrected or added on. If that was maybe not the play, but 25-22 was what we had as the official score. Well, not the official score, it's kind of what we had on the tally, but 25-21 the final that was listed on that Benedict's Market and True Value board. In the kill and block totals for today, aces as well, Bryce Hansen leads the way for both teams. 23 kills in 4 sets for Bryce, 16 from Mandy Ayer. Run you through the rest of the Lyman Eagles hitters. Kendall Dickerson, 6 kills, 1 block. A kill and 2 blocks from Madison Harris. Emma Nelson has 1 kill and 4 blocks. Brooklyn Walker with a kill on a dump set. And also had an ace as well. Bryce Hansen with 2 aces in the game. Madeline Heiser leads the way for Green River, 19 kills. Seconded by Darren Macy with 12 kills and 2 blocks. There was 8 kills and a block by Raina Finch. 2 from Callie Rainey. 3 kills and a block each from Katie Strauss and Liberty Farrell. And then 1 ace by Mariah Brady and 1 by Madeline Heiser. Had 1 for Liberty Farrell, but that was the first point of the 4th set that never got added. So maybe it can't count as the point never counted, but they may go back and wonder, wait a second, did we miss a point somewhere along the way? Or maybe I missed it. I was getting out of break. Maybe there was a replay or something along those lines. Let's now hand out, as we kind of already did, but remind you of it, the Dr. McKay Franken Precision Play of the game goes to Emma Nelson as Lyman came out of a timeout of Green River's up 20-18. And so many times this year, and even in today, we saw Green River come out hot out of timeout breaks. Well, not this time. Back-to-back blocks of Emma Nelson blocking the senior outside Madeline Heiser, and that led to Heiser going high on a 3rd attack after giving up 2 points on those blocks and out of bounds. That was 3 straight points to make it 23-18, forced another Green River timeout, and Nelson helped lead the way out of that right side blocking position for Lyman to get the win in 4 sets, 25-21 again the final in set number 4. We're all caught up, and we'll call it good there. I go on air 2:20 p.m. tomorrow for pregame coverage of Mountain View hosting Pinedale in the homecoming match. The parade's at 11:30. We'll be in that as well. And next week is homecoming for Lyman. We'll be in that parade as well and bring you that game as Lyman and Mountain View do battle. And one more time, thanks Bryce Hansen's great-grandmother, Uncle Jake, Harper, and Tilly for listening in, as well as everyone out there listening. One more volleyball match for you this Saturday. It's Mountain View going to Big Piney. Big Piney 0-10 on the season. Still looking for a victory, and Mountain View looking to go 3-1 on the conference season with just 2 matches in conference to go after this one. Until tomorrow, I'm Jake Hibbard. Thanks for watching, and check us out anytime online at mylocalradio.com.
The preceding has been a wholly owned production of mylocalradio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media. Today's executive producer is Val Cook. We appreciate you tuning in to this mylocalradio.com exclusive of Lyman Eagles Athletics. We would like to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors and partners who make this all possible. And of course, thank you for tuning in. Check out our website for more information about future Lyman broadcasts, or like us on Facebook to stay up to date with the games. Until next time, go Eagles!